My name is Liam. Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all having a great morning, night, whatever it is. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm playing the Stanley Parable. This is going to be part 2. Now, real quick, obviously, before I start, I'm going to do this thing real quick. I gotta... Then... Alright. We should be good. We should be. Alright. Okay. I think we're good. We already have one viewer, I think. Alright, cool. I think we're good. Are we? Hold up. Are we good? Are we chilling? I think we're good. Alright. Let's get started. Without further ado. Just do a couple things. I actually kind of want to see first. Alright, I'm going to start talking. Just do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And see what is up. Alright. I want to see if y'all can hear me. Hello. Okay. We're good. Alright. Hope you are having a great day. Alright, time. Let's see. I mean, he said that we could do whatever time we want. I mean, I'll just do my normal time. It's 8:45. I'll just do 8:45. It's not PM though. How do I get to... I forgot how do you get to... Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, 8:45 AM. Okay. Okay, it's already 8:46. Alright. Alright, boom. 8:46 AM, your favorite time of day is not my favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? Yep. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 8:46 AM is. Let's use another slider to find this out. What? Very accurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the action, I'm having a great time. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to get a new data on you. Wait, what? I don't remember this the last time I logged in. Should be ready. Oh, by the next time I boot up the game. Ooh, okay. Okay, so if I'm correct, we should have left off on the... Yep. The Stanley Parable 2. Yeah, so we left off, which is why the name of this video actually, this sequel? Yeah. This is the sequel. Except not really. I mean, alright, let's begin the game. Ooh, I'm excited. I've been wanting to play this game again for a while now. Last time I recorded this video was on my new laptop, but as you know, I got rid of it. And swapped it for an HP. Which is still nice, you know. Yeah. I regret a lot of things in life, definitely, but sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. So that's just life, yeah.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrecking, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
He was happy. So I've already watched this, but also right off the bat. Oh wait, one second.
Very peculiar happened.
The Stanley
Something
Parable
that would
2.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Right off the bat, what has happened is that there's balloons. Balloons were in the intro, so that's different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, okay, so A is... Oh yeah, I gotta pick up the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone.
Yep.
With the bucket around.
I got the bucket. I got the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Should we go to the door left or right? I mean, I feel like... I don't know. I kind of want to. I'm gonna go in the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yep, it's the bucket. This is the place to be.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
this
better than the meeting room?
Yep.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How
it is.
insightful the bucket turned out to be.
I want a drink. 125? 125 for a can? That's crazy, bro.
Being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey. The bucket.
Yeah. Nah, this is crazy. The 125 for a can is crazy, bro. This used to be 75 cents. And I mean, now it's $1. It's like... It hasn't gone up by much.
This was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Is there any more dialogue?
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
Bro, the lounge is like a crucial part.
The employee lounge shared a special connection.
I still can't get over the fact that it's 125. Give me a drink. Alright, is it done? Is it done? Alright, I think it's done. Let's go.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Oh, we're not getting back to business.
No, said the bucket.
What?
Don't go to the meeting room.
Yo.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Go to the cargo lift. Alright, I'll go to the cargo lift.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright. Okay, now I'm getting spooked.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
That's some
Stanley,
BS.
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I don't care!
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest
I don't
of the
care.
game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
What? Yeah, new? This is new. Don't tell me to bring me back to the start. What? New, this is new. Is this
Now
a
then,
bucket?
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What?
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I'm on fire today, huh? I'm gonna press like all no.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Just kidding.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Yo.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
I know.
It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Yeah, I'm just playing with you.
Is this a bucket?
Yup.
Correct.
What?
This is a bucket.
That's wrong. No. Yo, I'm starting to get concerned.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes, it's a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait,
Okay.
when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Do I personally believe? No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. But now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
You could be a bucket.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Facts.
I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
What?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did
Dunno.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I'm not a bucket
No,
either.
This is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Yes.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease.
I'm not a bucket, bro.
It's delightful. to get some
That's been
clarity
on my
this.
chest for a
But it
while
doesn't
now.
change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything.
Oh.
And we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And
Oh, wait.
we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Wait, so are we still in the Stanley Parable 2? Okay, yep. This is the sequel.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do I take the bucket?
When Stanley came
No.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Where do I want to go? On the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beauty. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Also, wait, I want to do this ending that I haven't done in a while.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly...
Wait, what? Get a life, no one cares, Booner. Yo, Benny, I swear, you're just mad, bro. I'm on my come up, bro. I'm about to become the most famous Twitch streamer ever.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Oh, yeah, this was mad scary.
There we go.
I've seen this
All right,
ending
now,
before.
I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Data boy, what?
Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Bro, this dude's cooking me.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
No. 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 Get me out of here. Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named
What?
Stanley.
Good morning, employee.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the
This dude's
inconsequential
cooking
nature
me.
of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building...
I should have took the bucket!
...off the face of the earth.
Nah, next time I'm taking the bucket.
Thought excited him terribly. So
wait, I have kids?
further, he imagined that
I
he
have
came
children?
to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It
Yeah,
barely
choice.
even mattered what lay
That's actually what
behind
this game is
door.
about. It's about
The mere
choice.
thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
No.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind
Then he left.
controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
Bro, this shit's so real.
Won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, bet. How long do I gotta wait? I think it's like it's not gonna go if I don't press it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what
Bro,
I
my
see?
screen time's
How
total.
can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
What? Okay, that ending was trash. I'm not gonna hold you. That ending was kind of bad. There's been better endings, but at least it just got it over with. Alright, this time I'm taking the bucket. I don't care. This time I gotta take the bucket. Okay, I must first get all the endings with the bucket. So, if I don't take the bucket, then it's just gonna be the same endings.
Perhaps he had simply missed a the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Let's go.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
What?
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Yeah, you would have thought.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to
We're
do.
gonna do the same ending.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Not thinking about it.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken.
Game is yapping. Looks cool though.
Unthinkingly did
Oh yeah,
whatever
the
the
dude is
bucket
definitely
asked.
yapping. The dude's a certified yapper, definitely, but it's still a fun game.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Yup. Should I take
Now
the call?
Pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. First, I just take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an
Where's my
inanimate
bucket?
metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
What time is it for you? It is 9 in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning. No, where's the bucket? Where's the bucket? No, where's the bucket, please? Oh, there it is. Okay, why are we going back to work?
Try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
Oh, it
can't
is?
think. It can't talk. All it would ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
That's true.
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Okay. Don't listen to the loud man. Let's go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Yep.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It does. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press Y to go back home. Why?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average
Yeah.
hardware store bucket.
Okay, now this dude's gonna start glazing the bucket.
What am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Yes, that's true. Press B to relive the same day with me over and over, I bet.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
Facts.
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Press Y to go home. To work to home to work to home. What?
I'm having feelings.
Yo, no way.
No, 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 no. What's going on? Why
Ew.
do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do
There's no
anything
way.
it asks.
There's no
I
way.
don't understand.
Yo.
Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Oh my gosh, you know.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to
No.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
I'm not giving him the bucket. Yo. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy though. Okay, go back to work, Stanley. Alright. Yeah, that was crazy. Yo, the bucket, bro. Alright. Wait, Taco, are you Otako, the guy from the game One Punch Man? The one that's in the server? Yeah, that's fire. Wait, this time there's no music.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh wait, yes
What
there
did
is.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, where's the bucket? Oh wait, bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
We're really going just a random fan.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the
We're
door.
not going.
This
We're
was
going.
not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
I wonder what's gonna happen if.
Employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Hold up. I wonder what's gonna happen if I just do the same ending. Hold up. Awesome. It's my rest day today. Oh wait. This dude, wait, do the same thing, but do one thing wrong. Wait, really? What do I do? Wait, so do the same thing,
And
just
here
go
it
into
was.
the.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Do I go up the cargo thing, and
The
then
meeting room,
just do the same thing?
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all
Okay,
the
what do
way
I
to
do?
the
What do I
top.
do? What do I do?
There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to
Wait,
think
do the
about
same
this
thing,
obvious
but do
fact.
one thing wrong.
He was
What does that
firmly
mean?
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yes.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
All right. If it's the same ending, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh.
Now pick up the phone.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the screen's all white.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely just the same
If
ending.
he'll listen to me. Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
You're lying.
see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier.
I don't want
more
to
capable
examine
of
this. What is that?
like it would be better at moving an
The
amount
before
of water
play.
from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room.
What if you leave the bucket behind for one room? I don't think I can. I think it's like I have to take the bucket.
So much more than just a regular bucket.
I don't think it's gonna change the ending. Oh no, not this again. Oh boy.
I'm having feelings for the bucket.
Maybe that's what the guy meant.
What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Alright, maybe I just won't touch it yet. But like the dialogue won't go on if I don't like mess with it. Alright.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
Okay, you can have it.
Give me the bucket, Stanley.
Jazz nice.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. Okay, yeah, no, we just went into just a goose chase. We wasted that much. So I think we got 2 of the bucket endings down. The first one that we did. Damn, same ending. Yeah, so we're going to go for a different ending. I think this time... Actually, no, we're going to go with the right this time again. Except I know there's like this secret place. You'll see when I show you it, but... I don't know if I've gotten that ending yet. But there's a bunch of endings to this game, which is actually really cool. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Let's take
to
the
go to
bucket.
meeting room. A good bucket. A strong bucket.
The humble
a
bucket.
A committed bucket. A bucket of culture and distinction.
Alright, we're going on the right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No, it was wrong.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
We
room.
could take the door on the left, or we could go further.
No.
Said the bucket.
Alright,
Don't go
let's
to
see
the
if we could do
meeting
this
room.
correctly.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay. You play on Xbox? Yes, I do. I do play on Xbox. Xbox One. Also, this is the vent. I've been in here before, just without the bucket. Yeah, I play on Xbox. I think it's the Xbox One S. That's what it's called. Oh, I remember this. Okay. Oh. Alright. This one low-key spooked me at first. You should try Superliminal. Well, what's that about? What's that about? Maybe I'll give it a try. Wait, there's nothing here. Oh. It's on PS Plus. I don't know how much it costs on Xbox.
This is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
Yo.
The longer I study this bucket,
Yeah.
less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it.
Kind of an RPG puzzle game, but really cool, and you play with physics. Yo, that's dope. I'll have to give it a try.
And the emptiness in my chest, when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in
Wait, is
my
this
arms.
Stanley speaking? Is this the first time we're hearing Stanley's
Why
voice?
everything feels so. What do I do with this treasure?
Who knows, bro?
I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden
This is a
ticket.
trash ending. All that for yeah.
Careful,
That for a
because
bucket.
as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me.
Uh-oh.
What's that? Who's there?
Yo, this low-key scared me, bro.
Camporata.
Gambarata? What is that? What the? Yo, what is? What was this? That was. Okay, all right. I think this time we're gonna go on the left. It's on the left because I think we did every ending that was on the right side. So. Actually, no, we haven't done every ending. Ooh, we haven't. Okay, I think there's like one more that we can do that's on the right side if we go on the right side. Which is what I'm gonna do. What? Wait, never mind. Never mind, no. This is the same. This isn't the ending yet. Oh. Because do you remember, bro? Do you remember this? I don't remember this. What? Okay, so there's a bunch of papers around.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, well, yeah. This is kind of crazy. Okay. Can I take the bucket, though? Yes, I can. What happens if you don't take the bucket? I don't want to find that.
The embrace of an old friend. A
Yeah.
wedded companionship that stands the test of time.
I hate Mondays. That's so real. I hate Mondays, too. Also, by the way, this is the door to, like, the DLC, which I think we're currently in right now. Or it's not DLC, it's just the deluxe version.
Stanley
Okay.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, we're going on the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay, so what's telling me is this isn't really the ending yet.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
I wonder
Was it
if...
better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, yeah, I feel like I don't want to do the same thing, but I mean, this ending really wasn't that long, so
No,
I don't mind.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
No,
go
we're not going to cargo lift. Will we get a part 2? Will we get... Let's see if anything changed.
Okay, this is day number
Nope.
295. Tape number. I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
Bro studies the bucket. He does.
Emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable.
Oh, hey Peter, what's up, Peter?
People will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
It's Gromboria.
Who's there?
Alright, so we were just in a random goose chase, basically. Alright, we're gonna go for the... Yeah, it's happening. Okay, yeah, alright, we're just gonna do something different. Alright, I know exactly what I want to do now. Let's go! I wonder if the papers are still gonna be there, though. Guess we'll find out. Oh, wait, no. Wait, this is different! No, this is different. Hold up.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's go on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place.
Instead of risking it and doing the ending again, I think...
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
I don't think I want to go over there.
And so the two of them detoured through the main
Okay, it's too late.
and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay, we could walk straight ahead. We could do that. We could do that. Or... we could do this. Let's go. Let's get it.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
I remember the baby. I
It's
remember this.
bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel.
Bro,
They
yo,
want
if you
more
watch
of their
the first
favorite
one, we
jokes,
went in
not
the Broom
this
Closet and the
bucket
Adventure
that they've
Line.
never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Alright, yeah, let's do it.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yes. Actually, I think...
Now this is what the
have I done
Stanley
this before?
Parable
I
is
feel like I've
about.
done this before.
Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yo, I remember that.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Wait, what do I have to give up? Don't tell me I have to give up the bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
Oh, wait.
We need to get rid of the...
I remember doing this. I
That's
remember
why
doing
I'm
this.
very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Wait, I remember this ending. I think I did
it'll
this
make
last
a
time.
wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
I agree. I totally agree.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
It destroys the bucket.
You don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
But how? How? I can't.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
I can't.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Yeah. No, not the Bucket Destroyer. Oh wait, no, okay, never mind. That's the desk.
Destroyer.
Oh, wait, that is the Bucket
Prized
Destroyer.
creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Facts. Oh no, yeah, oh no, bro. Rest in peace. Alright. So I did this I did this in part 1 actually, yeah. Alright, I think we should finally go in the left door. What do you guys think? Should we go in the left door? Alright, what do you think? Peter and Taco, should I go to the left door this time?
All of his co-workers...
Sure, I guess.
What could
You
his-
got nothing to lose, facts.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow.
Yep.
Very lucky indeed.
Alright, let's go on the left this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh. Oh yeah, I think we're also missing like one more.
Oh,
Okay.
Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that?
I don't
you?
care.
The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Alright, let's do
walked
this.
upstairs to the boss's office.
We're going upstairs to the boss's office. Alright, what's so different about this room? Okay, nothing much different.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. the bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yep.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright. Also, there's another ending, I think, which I want to do, but I don't want to do it with the bucket first.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yes.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind
Now,
Control Facility.
this is something I want to do, but not yet, not yet, not yet.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors came to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's gonna be alright.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Yeah.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
I won't
His
accept
own
it.
life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived
The bucket is
in a
treated
really
better
cool
than me.
way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
After this, I think I'm gonna do the escape ending.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to
What?
skate in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Why?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
What?
What?
No.
Wait, what was happening?
I'm so close.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in
Jump!
uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
It has to leave.
The
No.
facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the
No.
bucket, go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
No,
Not while
I
this
know.
building has anything to say about it.
That's so
Stanley
sad.
realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has
No.
the bucket.
No.
To be
Frick this
trapped
bucket.
eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
About to find out what? About to find out what? Okay, we're still in the sequel. Okay. Alright, this time we're not going to take the bucket and we're going to do...
Wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally.
Wait.
This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, we're doing it.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
The
office.
bucket's never getting out yet. Alright, we're going to walk to the boss's office, but this time we're going to go into the escape route. Let's do this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible.
Yep.
He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
The narrator.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few minutes with some calming music.
You're right. You're so right.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Let's do this. Let's do this. We're an hour in the stream. That's crazy. This game lasts so long. This game is actually very long. Oh my gosh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, no we're not.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
So let me go back.
course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
That's wrong.
Nope, still on board with death?
Yeah.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Wait, is this another death ending? Where the person just dies? What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No.
Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wait. Okay, we can't go this way.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout, the blueprint. Oh. The corridor. Oh yeah, this is the choice. Button sounds. Huh. Model design? Okay. Original artwork? Damn, a bunch of people worked on this project. Original music, sound design, additional music, additional voice work. Written and designed by Davey, Redden, and William. That's fire. And the impeccable Kevin Brighting. I gotta search this up. This is the narrator. Yeah, the voice is actually fire. He kind of sounds like the cat from Coraline. Hold up. Kevin Brighting. Oh, nope, that is not him. He's the Stanley Parable narrator. Okay. I want to check this out first. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Okay. The Office. Okay, these are a bunch of more designs. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Oh. There's going to be a Warzone ending? That would've been so fire, what? Narrator emails. Questions while we had initially planned those in further. Okay, that's cool. The lounge. An early version. So this is just showing like behind the scenes, which actually that's really cool. The apartment timer. The cargo lift. This is the second version. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. The cargo, okay. Number one. One option. Oh, wait. Meeting room. Wait, okay, so, okay, one option. Okay, first choice, disobey, lounge. First choice, obey, staircase. Option 2, disobey, lounge, obey, staircase. First choice, okay, vent. Maintenance layout, the follow. Okay, wait. This looks like the end of the game. I mean, it could be the end of the game. It could be like the actual, like... Well, but there's multiple endings. Zending levers. Wait, these were a part of Zending. The player would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Oh. What's this? Zending. The screenshot. Zending model. Oh. This game is now. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Okay. This just goes on and on, huh? Trailers right now, okay. Stanley's office. Okay, it's the evolution, that's cool. I feel like I'm getting lost. Boss's office.
Poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you have even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
Huh. As an early version of the underground portion of the game. It's cool. Office clock. Whoa, okay. Alright, I think, should we leave? I think I looked at everything.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Wait.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
This takes so long. It does take so
But
long.
listen to me. You
What?
can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Wait, who's the second one?
Xbox. There's no other way to beat this game.
How'd you know this was an Xbox?
Going forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
I'm not turning off my Xbox. Okay. She wants me to turn off the Xbox. Yo. She wants me to get off this game. Okay, we're gonna do. That was weird. Yes, that was weird. We're gonna do one more ending, and then I think I'm gonna end the stream. All right, one more ending. We're gonna do one more, and I think I know which one I want to do.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
Just because I saw the room.
Just a matter of time.
Time. Okay. Let me get that bucket.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Also, we're still in the sequel, which is kind of crazy.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
So we are gonna go on the left. This is gonna be the last thing, and then we're gonna end the stream. Also, I don't know if I want to make. Wait. Oh. Nearby a fireplace. Oh wait, nearby a fireplace. Okay, I gotta collect them all. No, thank you. So the last thing the last collectible that I need to find is nearby a fireplace.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So yeah, one more ending. Also, oh yeah, so this game that I got recently on my PC, I bought it last night. It's called Supermarket Simulator. I low-key want to try it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tenders, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket...
It said nearby a,
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
nearby a fireplace. Okay, I cannot find it. Oh! Never mind.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly.
Yes.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
It really is.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most...
Guess what's my achievement?
You've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have
What?
that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
No, we're not.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Wait. Okay. Good. Okay, we found all of them. Alright, we're going down. We're going down. Okay, so this ending, I want to do the escape one, but actually, I might do two more endings. So the first one I want to do is I want to do the thing again where we go in the mind control facility, but instead of pressing the off button, we're going to press the on button. And then the second ending that I want to do is the second ending is go through the escape room again. So I feel like this should be the last ending that we do today. We're going to do this one. And then, yeah, we're going to do that. So, okay, so we're initially doing just 2 more endings. Okay. Let's get after it. Come on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Yep.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that
Bro, imagine if I speedrun this game. That'd be sick.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Also, this could this could be low-key be like the
his own life in someone else's control.
I wonder if how we can beat all the bucket endings.
His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Yep. I'm only trusting the bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Alright, we're going to press on this
The
time.
cold reality of his past began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Why would the bucket do
Stanley
that?
gasped in horror.
How could
Had
you,
this been
bucket?
the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
The bucket's going to win.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The
Birds.
control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand.
So silly.
The one who
Yo, these are
pointed him
dope
towards
birds.
this
This is a
incredible
vibe.
screen.
Not gonna lie, this is a vibe.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Yo, who
Of
needs
all
to
the
leave when you
possible
got
paths
birds?
his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
I am happy. No. Don't. No. Don't take me back. I wanted to watch the birds. That was actually a quick ending. I actually like that ending. All right, let's do. I think one more ending, and it's gonna be the escape one. So let's see. Wait. Sequel is now paused. Except there's no balloons.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
Why?
It's those figurines. Those figglers.
Why?
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
No.
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
It did not.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
What?
I would love
Why?
nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
But I wanna take the bucket to the escape room. I've been in here before too, by the way, guys. This is actually really cool. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Bro, I would actually care if you actually gave me an award for that, which you did not. Alright, come on.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Okay, that's creepy. We got the 7th one. Okay, that's actually creepy with all the hands. Okay. What do you guys think of this game though?
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around by the red and blue doors. You
I
did
remember
that,
that.
Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of
Pretty similar to Super. How similar is it? Because that's actually dope. Because I'd love to play another game that's like, you know, that's similar to this. Narrator sounds exactly the same. Is it like? I think it's alright though. It's the first time I see it. So wait, with Superliminal, is it like? Do you make choices like this sort of, or?
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand?
Okay, it wasn't the boss's bathroom. It was the warehouse. But what if I get the answer wrong?
No. The warehouse was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd.
Wait.
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious.
I thought it was
so
talking.
cherished that they
My
all
fault.
just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see. What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's
I
here
don't-
in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't remember this. I do not remember this. Kinda, I can stream if you want. Sure, I mean, I'll have to check it out myself,
This was
though.
the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It
Okay,
was
I
up the
remember this.
stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Wait, what? Yo! No way. By the narrator? That's actually so fire. What's that down there? Yo! This game is mad funny. It's mini stand number 5. It's made in that like 2011 YouTube type video. Yo, that's so funny. What the hell? He found it under the stairs. Thanks for watching. Love the video. Credits directed by the narrator, edited by the narrator, music by the narrator. It's all by the narrator, bro. Starring Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Yes.
I spent a lot of time making that video, but it
Thank
was
you.
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Wait, what's this? Oh yeah.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here behind the boss's office. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yes, that's true.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Yep. Okay, that was a pretty dope ending. I won't lie. Not gonna lie there.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Why?
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
I don't want...
Go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Sure.
Okay, yes. The back of the boss's office. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Yes.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah. I don't want to watch the... Okay. I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that video.
What happens if we don't collect it? No, I'll still collect all of them. But I wonder what happens if we don't collect it.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Yeah, no memory.
No, a solid room.
It's an alright room.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Oh wait, okay, we can't go through the boss's room.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Yes. Are we just going backwards now?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. The time
Yeah, I hate that.
rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
Wait.
Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office.
Yup.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Nope.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
No, there's nothing before the office. Nope, it was just the.
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself.
No, I wanted
don't
the
need
bucket
Stanley
ending.
anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's
Sure.
go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much.
Wait, are we going to the end?
Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wait, what? Yo, this is... Is there an actual ending, like ending to this game?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327
No, wait, did you restart? I did not restart because it's still the sequel.
Your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
So this is the Future Happiness Foundation? Okay.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
Oh yeah, let's take this.
Yet delicate, assertive, yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
We're going on the left. This time we're going to the escape.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming
Perhaps.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
To be rich, is it a crime? Yeah, oh yeah, that wording on the wall will always be changing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright. We're doing the escape one this time. Alright.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, mind control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around
No,
and
thank
get back
you.
on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Whee! My bucket.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
Yo.
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own
Not
way,
again, bro.
but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Let's read this. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. Something void, but through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Also, I might change the name of this part. Instead of calling it a sequel, I might call it like the bucket. Okay, I'm not reading all that. Is this the bucket exhibit?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble
Inferno
than Stanley
bucket?
will ever be in his short life?
What? They worship the bucket?
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The mechanic bucket. What?
But
What
there
I
is
just...
something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Uh-oh.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Wait. That's not fair. So this is actually the last ending I'm doing. Unless something like actually happens, but we're almost 2 hours into the video. And I gotta go to work soon, so okay, we're still in the sequel.
Already this was uncomfortable, And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
Okay.
to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
There goes that
telling
bucket,
him
yep.
That the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
All right, I think.
The bucket turned out to be correct. Was no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Though I definitely got to check out Superliminal after this.
The meeting room,
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
I don't think I did this ending either. Cause yeah, this ending is like mad short too. Which so I think I'm gonna end it here. But yeah. I'm tired. Okay.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Who was
If he
following?
checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No. No, surely not.
Okay, actually, alright, yeah, no, I'm gonna... Alright, quit the menu. Don't stream it at night, though. Because it would be 3 a.m. for me at night. Wait, what time is it for you now? This is a fire game, though. I can't wait for part 3, honestly. It's just a long game. It's 5:30 in the evening right now for you. It's 10 in the morning for me, so I'd have to do it early in the morning like this. But the thing is, I got school in the morning, so it's kind of tough. But yeah, I'll figure something out. I could do this like every Sunday or every Sunday morning or something. This game was dope, though. It was dope. So I'm definitely gonna check Superliminal out. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And if anyone else watches this video once I put it on YouTube, hope you guys enjoyed the video too. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Alright. Bye bye, guys.